Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Hi, I'm Rick Grayson from Rick's Corner, and it was asked of me many times how I met Arnold and how that all worked out that we trained together, because back in those days it was a different element in the air. It wasn't crowded gyms like it was today, and people were more acceptable of meeting each other and having fun and talking. And Gold's Gym back then was the mecca of bodybuilding before it became the mecca now at a smaller scale. And people would come from all over the world to train there after Arnold and Dave Draper were seen on the cover of Muscle Fitness magazine. Well, I walked in the back door one day. I had been training at Bill Pearl's gym. Someone said, "Oh, go to Gold's in Venice. You'll like it." And I said, "I've never heard of Gold's in Venice. I don't know what it is." It wasn't really that well known, but only to a few of the older bodybuilders from the 50s and 60s. So I drove over there one day and I walked into the back door and I ran right into Arnold and a couple of guys, and I introduced myself, and he did too. He weighed about 260, huge. And we talked for a little while, and he says, "What are you going to work out on today?" I said, "I think I'm going to do chest and do some benches." He says, "Oh, then we'll do them together." I said, "That would be awesome." Now, I didn't really know much about him. I just knew he was a big guy from Austria. So we started doing benches, a little competition, going heavy, go 350, 380, 400. And we laughed a lot and talked about certain things. He had a great sense of humor, and I have a sense of humor, so I like to joke around. Even if we're training, we can still joke and have fun. So we went on to inclines and to the incline press and messed around with that, and then dumbbell side flies and then cable crossovers, and that was our chest workout, probably around 16 sets total. So I said, "Is this how you train all the time?" He said, "Yeah, pretty much this is what we do, and then we go to another body part like back, and we'll do some seated pull-ins with the handle and maybe pull-downs and stuff like that." So we talked about it, and we decided to go ahead and do back, which we did. And I said, "I come every morning about the same time. You want to work out together?" He said, "Yeah, let's do that." So every morning I'd hear his horn out in front, and he'd be honking, and "Let's go get some breakfast at Zookie's first." It was right down the street on 5th and Wilshire. It was kind of a hangout for all of us anyway. A lot of wrestlers would come to town and go, a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of people from the stock market. It was just a deli that gathered a lot of people. So we would eat, and we'd go to the gym, and we start training, and we'd do the chest and back thing and this and that. Well, back in those days, it wasn't that crowded, so he says, "Look, let's do this. Let's do bench presses. They're right here, and there's a chin-up bar right by the back door. You do a set of benches, I do a set of chins, I'll do a set of benches, you do a set of chins." So we did, and we started doing supersets with chins and benches back and forth. I'll tell you, this was like the greatest pump in the world because you're doing opposing muscle groups, and they work really well together. Then we move over to the incline, and we do an incline press superset with seated pull-ins. Now there you go again, chest and back, and we do about 4 or 5 sets of supersets back and forth. And we didn't have to worry about losing equipment because there wasn't many guys in there. No one would really step in front of you and take the equipment. Then we get to dumbbells, and we do dumbbell flies, maybe 40, 50 pounds, and then we would superset those with pull-downs. So if it wasn't pull-downs, we would do seated rows. We do whatever we didn't do prior, just as long as it was a back workout. I wish I could still do that, but today's gyms are so crowded that if you walk away from a piece of equipment, you can't get back to get it again because someone else already walked in and took it. But this is how we did that. And then one day we decided to do shoulders, and we were doing seated behind the neck presses, which I don't recommend to anybody because it really does hurt your shoulder joints, and standing laterals, and then cable laterals and cable crossover backwards. And then he said, "Let's try something I was taught back when I was in the other country and see if we like it." So we did standing presses where you stand and you rotate up as you go. Now I see people in the gym just doing this and turning and pressing, which is not how you do it. You have to rotate up as you go. It works the shoulder from front to back. So he says, "I'll start here with the 15s or 20s, and we'll go every 5 pounds all the way up as high as we can go nonstop. You just follow me." So I got behind him and I did that, and we went all the way up to about the 65, 70s, even for a few reps with the 80s, and that was really difficult, nonstop. Then we started with the 80s, 75s around that area, and we worked all the way back down to the 15s again. Same pressing movement nonstop till you couldn't even do one more rep. So he says, "That's it. That's all we got to do, pressing." But now we got to do laterals, side laterals, the same way. 15 pounds all the way up to maybe, I don't think we went more than the 40s, 45s. Couldn't get any heavier than that. And then all the way back down again. He says, "Now that's the shoulder routine. That's it. That's all you got to do." Now, 2 exercises nonstop. The pump was tremendous. My shoulders looked like big baseballs hanging out there. And I thought, this is really good. And we did that for quite a while. And it's not something you can do week after week after week after week because you get to burn out and you got to switch it up a little bit. But that's basically how we met and how we started training. And then from that point on, it became a steady workout, for months on end. And we were in and out of years. I was wrestling. We got a call to do a TV show, which I'll talk about later. And Denny Gable worked out with us. Ed Giuliani worked out with us. Roger Callard, Ken Waller, all the same guys. We all hung together. Sometimes we were working together and we'd work with other guys. But we had this camaraderie where we could always kind of work in with each other and have a great workout and talk about it and then go eat lunch. So I just wanted to say this is how it started. People always ask me how it started, and this is exactly what happened. And it's really funny when you make friends like him, and people say, do you still see him today? Well, I don't go down to Venice that much, and I know he's down there at 7 in the morning, and that for me is like a 17-mile ride. In traffic, it's an hour. So it's like, no, I don't go down at 7 in the morning because it's just too difficult. Sometimes I'll go on a Sunday, but he's hit and miss, and I always send my regards, and I'll run into him, and I'll see if people say, can you get him on your show? And I've asked around, but he's a busy guy. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drayson, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrayson.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
It's Rick Drayson. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.